Well, good morning, friends. It's so good. Another day that the Lord has given us. It's day 2 of Lent. And so hopefully you were able to join us last night for our night of worship. If you weren't, that's okay. Know that you were missed. That there was just a sense of we wish you were there with us, but we understand that maybe there were different ways or reasons why you couldn't join us online or you couldn't join us in person. And so that's been posted. That you can go to our YouTube channel and that you can catch up and watch. It was just such a great, sweet, simple time to just reflect, to be with the Lord. And in that there's this understanding that the spiritual life is actually one of less complexity and more simplicity. That our desire is, just as Pastor Scott said last night, that we want to become aware of the presence of God, that we want to respond in worship. And that's what Lent is it's this focused, preparing your mind for actions, is the way that 1 Peter 1:13 puts it, that we would fix our minds on Christ, that we would become aware of him, that we would be sober-minded, meaning that we've collected our spirit, that we've anchored and centered ourselves. And I don't know, but those words, simple, aware, centered, anchored, calm, those are, I might as well be speaking a different language. Like, those are really words that are discombobulating in our culture. Our culture is eat or be eaten. That the fast eat the slow. That movement and momentum are the keys to the spiritual life. That they're the keys to life. That business things move fast. That things are going at this speed. Just think about it. Think about today, like if you have a moment with your phone that maybe you lose service or you're struggling to get a web page loaded up, that it takes a matter of seconds. And I think about that sweet sound. Maybe if today you watch You've Got Mail, right at the beginning of You've Got Mail, it's all because that's what logging onto the internet used to sound like, right? And you're hoping for these little words, Tom Hanks says, of You've Got Mail. Now I think all of us wake up in the morning going, okay, how much mail do I have? How much do I have to get through today? When can I take this time? And so one of the things that I was asked by my kiddos last night is, Dad, what are you doing during this Lent season? And I've been challenged, and so I'm setting an alarm on my phone, go off every single hour. So if we're having lunch, we're meeting or whatever, and you see me look at my watch, it's not necessarily because I got somewhere to go, it's an alarm going off to remind me to take what are called breath prayers. They're just these moments where I and just that simple, just that amount of time to maybe have a phrase in your mind. Maybe it's linger. Maybe it's something like prepare my mind. Maybe it's be sober-minded. Maybe it's set your hope on the grace that will be revealed. But just a phrase or a moment for you to pray and be reminded that God's not just present at nights of worship and within the church building. He's not just accessible by spiritually elite people that seem to have this inside knowledge and jargon, but he's available in our real lives. That if we are indeed Christians, that Jesus says that he sent the Holy Spirit to live inside of us. And so what can be more near to you than what's inside of you? And so I want to awaken to that. I want to see those things. I want to feel my heartbeat in different ways. I want to sense my lungs filling with the Spirit. I want to go slow as I eat food and drink, that I would savor the taste of it and taste and see that the Lord is good. So thank you so much for many of you that have been writing in, been able to pray for you. Been praying for our friends in Texas. I got my Texas mug, and just the struggle that they're having down there with power and water. My family, by God's grace, has been safe, and but just many of them that are struggling and without. And so we want to be praying for them this morning, but we want to be praying for those in our own community, for the homeless, for those that are struggling to make ends meet, for those that just got their heating bill yesterday like I did and are going, dang, because there's just a lot that would pull us away and distract us. But to know that God meets those needs, to know that the church is here to meet those needs, that if you have a benevolence request, we would love for you to reach out, for us to be able to partner with you. We're such an abundantly generous church, serving an abundantly generous God. So send those in. God, the second day of Lent, Lord, and coming off of last night, what was a spiritual high for me, God, I pray that high was not emotion, that high wasn't just some sort of experiential release of chemicals in my brain that gave me a temporal feeling of happiness, but a genuine sense of your Spirit, God, that's what these 40 days are about, is that we would sense you, that we would hear you, that we would linger with you, and that we would follow and obey you. And so, God, I pray for that. I pray for my mind to be aware, to be attentive. God, I pray that you would help me to remember to slow, breathe, and be with you. God, I pray for many of our friends that are having surgeries, that are going to work this morning amongst many demands, that are down and all around us, just experiencing how quickly the things we find so comforting can go away. The things that we actually need can disappear, God. And so, Father, I pray for those moments as well, for those individuals as well. God, thank you for our church. Thank you for Pastor Mark, for Pastor Scott. Thank you for Lauren and Jen and Harrison and Mike and the worship band. Thank you for our volunteers, our servant leaders. Thank you for the little kiddos that come up and give me hugs and remind me that it's a childlike faith that you call me to. And so, God, I pray that I would belly laugh, as Scott said, belly laugh in your presence as I find delight in you, knowing that you find delight in me. So, God, we love you, and we thank you for loving us. And it's in your Son's name I pray. Amen. Love you, friends. Praying for you. Pray for me.